Travis Wayne Goodsell. For any of you who've planted an apple and produced the fruit of apples, you notice that there's within the apple just one out of hundreds of apples on an apple tree. Not sure how many actually can get produced, but doesn't matter. I hope you guys know the concept that there are a number of seeds within the apple. And so even though one tree that produces lots of apples came from just one tiny little seed, it produces many more potential apples with all of the seeds within each of the apples. And so, Book of Mormon, even the Bible, teaches you to liken the word unto a seed. By their fruits ye shall know them. We will liken the word unto a seed. And so the purpose is not to obtain the word and get emotional over it and claim that you now know the truth. It's just the seed. I mean, yeah, you can get a Sharpie out, put a face on it, be kind of talented to do so. It's an awful small seed. And getting little miniature clothing to make it into an idol god that you worship, and tell other people that you have religious freedom to believe whatever you want to believe in. Fine. But you don't know the truth. You never produce the fruit, the results of the word. And so in Alma chapter 12, he that will harden his heart, which Alma chapter 32, starting in verse 28, the word unto a seed, those who harden their hearts are those who refuse to produce the results of the seed. That they have their seeds that they believe in, and they ain't gonna budge. They ain't gonna produce the results of it. They know it's true, and that's as far as they go. That's their faith bubble. They have no knowledge of anything. And so those who harden their heart, the same receiveth the lesser portion of the word. You only have the one seed, or the several seeds that you refuse to produce into fruit, or vegetables, or animals. And so thus, you don't get the greater portion of the word. The results with more words. And this is what I was hoping to have taught all these years, is that the Book of Mormon is true. It is prophecy and revelation. And so therefore, I was hoping that as we are now in the latter days and we've been fulfilling the prophecies and revelations in the Book of Mormon, which, yes, plagiarizes the Bible, and so thus the prophecies and revelations in the Bible that are considered exactly the same as those of the Book of Mormon, and thus of Joseph Smith, that Mormons would enlarge their understanding and come to greater intelligence and knowledge. And here we are, the latter days are over. We're now facing utter destruction, because you cannot survive off of seed. You're living off of borrowed light, the seed, the word of others. Never learning whether the word was actually true or false. And so this is what is meant by the chains of hell. And so sure enough, it's Alma contending against Zeezrom. So you have Alma and Amulek. Before we take a break, and then we get to Alma and Amulek with the Zoramites in section 30 or chapter 32, where we get starting in verse 28. Okay? Real simple doctrine. All you had to do was read and have a church that didn't lie to you, tell you not to produce the results of the words they tell you to believe in. Yep. This is why Mormons are hard-hearted. Because if the Book of Mormon is true, and they were to actually adhere to the Book of Mormon, they would learn that the prophets of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are frauds, liars, deceivers, con men, scammers, thieves, insurrectionists, terrorists, criminal organization. And so because Mormons do not produce the results, or they know the results, and they outright deny the sun at noonday. Nope, Travis, the sun is not up in the sky this morning. It didn't show. It's dark. You can't see the sun. That's what evil is. Sons of perdition. So it's one thing to choose to be ignorant, play the stupid card, because you refuse to produce the results of the word. It's another thing to know exactly what the word's going to produce and be a denialist. So the Book of Mormon, in one of its many messages, is preaching out also against extremism. And there you see how extremism happens. Hardening your heart from producing the results of the word to know if it's true or false, good or bad. It produces extremism, both for political extremism and religious extremism. You get people like the Zoramites, King Noah, Laman, and the future Lamanite kings. All of these guys are political extremists. And then you have the anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, Korah, apostates, who are the religious extremists. And what I find fascinating is that the Book of Mormon assigns a deity to these extremists, both to the Lamanites and Zoramites and these apostate anti-Mormon, anti-Christ Korahors, of a spirit god. You can't see him, you just have to believe him. Never produce the results of his reality because he's not real. Extremism. Christianity. See, the Zoramites built a synagogue but replaced it with the Great Spirit. The kings of Ammon replaced it with the spirit deity, Jesus Christ. From the first creed of Christianity. And I've gone over that with you, even lately. I keep redoing the videos for you. Even though I'm over 3.9 on this channel and over 3.9 on the other channel, very few videos are brand new. Even the church news. You know, I just did another tithing video last night. Because the church continues to double down on the seed, believing that Mormons will be fooled and never produce the results of what the church is up to. And it's heartbreaking that Mormons are rejecting Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon to be denialists, to be extremists. And so, as last night was late night TV's first opportunity back from the weekend, several of them had a special segment about how political extremism should never be tolerated. And the political extremism is Trump. And it's sickening, disgusting, that after Trump is attempted to be assassinated, despite the Secret Service's failures now we find out they knew. The police sent them a warning of suspicious activity, and they knew 30 minutes in advance. And then they failed to do their job to check that one area, and then they were slow to respond to save Trump. Set up. God. But nonetheless, all the liberal press are coming out and saying, oh, political violence should never be tolerated. We wish Trump well and hope he gets better soon. You're talking about him as a national security threat. You've got Biden and Harris on YouTube begging for money, threatening the public, if you don't vote for us, you're going to get Trump. You're going to be murdered. We're your only hope. We have done nothing to stop Trump. We have failed to stop Trump. And so you better vote for us. But Fox is saying that the liberal press are not doing what I heard them say them do. And so then Trump attends the convention. He does some interviews, or did one interview after, and then there was one right before that leaked. And Trump's worse. He gets vindicated, immune from stealing classified documents of nuclear secret content. Immune. If he wants to sell them to Putin, or give them to Putin and then do a favor for Putin by giving it to Putin and do more favors for Putin. Or whoever else for the highest bid. Putin's the only one who gets them free. Everybody else has to pay so that he can get out of jail free. And I know what it's like to have a judge who does nothing but purposely delay it, and then she's gone. So that the next person comes in and destroys the whole case, denies me petitioning the government for a redress of grievances. I know exactly how Jack Smith feels. 2020, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The first ever female magistrate judge. And because she allowed Gaddy versus COP to proceed, the Mormon boys ganged up on her and fired her. She was in her performance reviews and she was passing, doing great. But then she allowed the case to proceed. And all of a sudden, oh, hey, we found this case that you had way back in the day where you had followed Utah law and sent a person locked up for drug possession or drug use and put them into the drug courts. The brand new drug courts that Utah established for this very reason. You released them to the drug courts. And the drug courts let him go, and he obtained a gun and shot a cop. Therefore, we're blaming you. You're out. And oh, by the way, there's another lawsuit against COP, Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We want you to quash it. To do us a favor, though, now that you're on your way out. And the news didn't even bother to investigate. They only covered the facts that the government allowed them to know. Nobody investigated. Nobody connected it to the Gaddy versus COP. Nobody connected it to the new lawsuit she was assigned before being booted out. Nope, not at all. She didn't even bother to tell me. I'm assigned to her case. She keeps it a secret. On the very day where she's told, you're out, she holds the hearing. And I tell her in the court, I have the financial receipts. Little girls in the back who snuck in. I don't know what they were doing there. They all gasp. You know, little girls, they're always so emotional extremists. Always screaming, always giggling, always gasping. Everything's emotional drama. Drama, drama, drama. I don't get it. They're cute, but drive me crazy. Do you want to go out with me or not? That's all I'm asking. And you're just giggling. You're laughing at me. I'm going home now. And so, yeah, the whole liberal press are now disappointed that Trump is more extreme now. He wants everything banned. All cases dropped. Because he's immune. He's now emboldened. He survived. They should have seen it coming. They chose not to. And so, I don't get it. You know, liberals are handing Trump the presidency. Oh, we feel sorry for you, Trump. Here, we're sorry you lost in 2020. We'll kick Biden out for you, and you can have the rest of the time. And then, I guess Biden, we don't want him running, so I guess there's nobody to contend against you because we had dragged this out for too long. We didn't think ahead. And so I guess you'll just be president for the next 4 years. So go ahead and implement Project 2025, which is extremism. And America will just submit to your authority. And that's what it's all about. Extremism in the Book of Mormon for politics are your kings. You're authoritarians, you're dictators, you're fascists. And so if you're thinking that being a free man means you're a commie and a socialist, liberal, Democrat, no, you weren't reading your Book of Mormon. You're pulling a fallacy argument called a false dichotomy. They had the laws of Mosiah, which were a constitutional republic. The Word. And everybody is to be treated equally because they're general. And so you have such a thing called religious freedom in our First Amendment. And so all religions are to be given equal treatment, not for a test of government, not so that you have separate laws for each and every single organization. Oh, the Jews are being persecuted. We need to make laws to ban abuse of Jews. You already do. It's the First Amendment. The federal government automatically gets involved when there's abuse against the Jews. Even the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. When somebody burns down a church, when somebody vandalizes a church, puts the inverted pentagram as the symbol of the church, the FBI steps in and says, "What are you doing?" "Well, this is the symbol of the church. I'm just decorating the churches." The Salt Lake Temple is under construction right now, so I need people to see the symbol of our God. Yeah, FBI gets involved. Equally. And so yet the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not happy with this equality. They're being extremists. They're pushing religious freedom. And that religious freedom is an amendment to say that because of our religious values, we don't have to obey the laws of the land. We're exempt. That's religious extremism, because you're overthrowing the intent of the First Amendment for religious freedom. You have to still follow the law. You can't commit crimes against other people, other religions. Freedom of the press. All the press are to be treated equally. And so the press can't lie. If the press is lying, they have to be punished for their crimes. Just like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints must be punished for their crimes. If you don't punish people for their crimes, they then learn, "I'm immune." And they get worse. They get more extreme. And pretty soon, you have Civil War bloodbath. As people are fighting for survival of the fittest. It's the natural selection. Whoever survives is the master race. And humanity dies. The human race dies. The seed is destroyed, no longer producing the fruit. And seed without fruit is dead, just like faith without resulting works is dead. So says James. But people think it's action. No. You can't just plant the seeds in the ground. You have to wait for them to produce the fruit, the final work of art. So beautiful. Such a beautiful apple. So shiny and green. You put peanut butter on it. So say we all.